Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to the Dunageon channel. In today's video I just wanted to give you guys an example of why I am always saying that Final Fantasy dungeons and trials are so much better than the ones in World of Warcraft. And don't get me wrong, I love dungeons in World of Warcraft and there's some very cool dungeons in World of Warcraft as well, but I always felt like that they are more focused now on Mythic Plus, and the difficulty in the dungeons gets better and more exciting through hierarchy levels. But the basic concept is usually like the dungeon style and the design and also the boss fights. It's not that interesting, it does not look that interesting. It's pretty good, it's pretty interesting, but I just feel like that the one in Final Fantasy is so much more engaging, and like I find myself so many times going through a dungeon and I'm just like, wow, just look at that and just look at that fight, and just so many nice and interesting and enjoyable mechanics in the fights. It's in World of Warcraft I feel like that sometimes it's more annoying than enjoyable. And what you are going to see here in this example is going to be a trial, the first trial from the Shadowbringers expansion. I just finished it not long ago, and I felt like that it was such an amazing fight. It just blew my mind. The whole design, the look of the fight, and all of the mechanics was just very enjoyable. Of course, it's not an extremely hard fight, but just consider that this is a fight that you need to do in order to progress in the game. So it doesn't matter if it's a beginner player or whoever, if you want to progress in the game, you need to do this. So of course it's not the hardest one, but even though if it's not the hardest one, you are going to see that there's so many mechanics and so many interesting stuff going on. Alright guys, so from the get-go you can see that already the design of this whole arena is pretty good, but you are going to see that it's going to get so much more exciting later on. Just as a general thing, I wanted to say that I just figured out after this fight how to hide all of the kind of the look of the spells from the other players. So it's really flashy here, you can sometimes not see too much from all of the spell effects, but just bear with me. So you can see that the boss is casting different runes, and with every single rune you need to do something else. There's a rune here that I just missed that you would need to stand out from in front of the boss because it does an AoE attack in a cone in front of it. And then there is the next rune, I think, yeah, this one, where you need to soak the runes. I'm not 100% sure about the tactics on this, I just figured it on my own. So if you know the tactics for sure and I'm saying something bad, then sorry about it. I'm just saying what I understood from this fight. Yeah, so here you've been soaking these runes, and then with the next rune it will put it on one single player. Yes, you can see it here, and then everybody needs to soak that player so that that player does not die, because the damage will be split between all of the other players. And also during this phase you need to stand inside the rune as well while soaking the other player. And then here, as you could see, you need to come close to the boss, because anybody who's a bit more far away is going to get the damage from the AoE. So there's some AoEs in this game where you need to come close to the boss, and sometimes you need to run away. Here I had no idea what was happening, but then I realized that just the whole arena changed, and here you can see that the whole arena changed, and it has now this forest style. I just feel like that this is so interesting and so exciting how the whole thing changed. With the next rune you can see that it puts an AoE on the floor that grows out, and then you need to make sure that you are not standing in the way of the growth or you are getting damage from it. Later on it will put another AoE during this phase, and then you need to avoid that as well. Here again the phantom rune, so you need to come close to the boss so that you are not getting damaged by the rune. And just in general you see that there's so many different types of little mechanics, not very hard ones, but it's very interesting, and there are these flashy spells, and the whole arena looks amazing, and it's just in general it's just a very enjoyable and very interesting fight. And here you can see that it puts AoE all over the floor, but one by one, so you need to figure out which one it puts first so you can move there when that AoE happened already. Also some people got their own AoE, so they need to stand out, but in the same time avoid the other AoE, and you need to make sure that you are not standing on either of them. So it's quite interesting there as well. So there's so many of these mechanics. The arena looks so good, and it's just such a fast-paced fight with so much variety, and there's just I don't know, I just haven't experienced this so many times in World of Warcraft. I'm just like so blown away from these fights. Here as well, the two tanks, I'm one of the tanks, need to pick up the ads, and all of these ads have another type of spell that you need to avoid. Also later on you are going to see that the boss is going to cast a spell that's going to push you out, so you need to make sure to either use your spell that makes sure that you are not getting knocked back, or you need to move towards the middle while still avoiding the other AoEs to make sure that when it pushes you, then it does not push you down from the ledge. Also still puts the AoEs on the other players, so they need to stand out from the crowd. So you need to pay attention to all of these. It's not that hard, but I think it just makes it so exciting and so enjoyable. These are the kind of mechanics that I really enjoy. It's just basic stuff, of course, because this is not a raid fight. This is a quest that you have to do. So it's not that hard, but it's a very enjoyable fight. And I mean, just look at it. It looks so damn cool how it summons all of these trees. So here, one tank has to grab one, the other tank the other. And then it's pretty much the same thing, just they are going to cast certain types of stuff, like here as well, that you need to avoid. And then the boss is going to be casting the knockback attack as well. So, I mean, you can see that there's so much variety, there's so much happening, it looks so cool, there's always something that you need to avoid or need to look out for, and I just feel like it's just a very enjoyable fight. And in the beginning of this game, if you start playing Final Fantasy, in the first expansion and also in Heaven's Ward, you don't really find these complex fights. I felt like I haven't tried the raids in those expansions, I have to say, because I'm just trying to get to max level right now. This is my first time playing through this game. But I feel like that from Stormblood and also in Shadowbringers, these trial fights and also the dungeons are so damn well designed, and the fights are so enjoyable. I just absolutely love it. I haven't had this much fun in an MMORPG for a very, very long time. And you can see that it just keeps on repeating all of these mechanics from now on. And I noticed that these fights tend to be quite long. I think this fight is around 6-7 minutes. And so towards the end of the fight, it usually gets a bit easier. There's not any new mechanics coming in. You just need to keep on doing the same thing over and over again, because I mean, it would be pretty annoying if it would get the hardest towards the end of it, and this is something that, as I said, you need to do. So this is not like an extreme level or savage, nothing. This is like the easiest thing in the game, and still it's quite challenging and it's really fun. So you can see that now the boss went back to its normal form, and it's just going to cast the same type of attacks. Though there is this one that we haven't, no, we actually seen this before as well. And then here's the soak, and then after that it's going to be the other attack on the single player that everyone needs to soak, and also the same ones. Sometimes you need to move in close to the boss, but you are not getting damaged, and then sometimes you just need to make sure that you are not getting knocked down from the platform. And the fight just goes, as I remember, like this until the end, and there's not much new going on. Only here you can see that the boss will cast the AoE that you need to run out from, but in the same time you need to make sure that you are avoiding these overgrowth, and now this time there is two, so there's not much free space left on the platform, so you need to be very careful. Yeah guys, so I think that's it for this fight. I will keep rolling this video until the end of it. Anyways, I'm very sorry for the sound quality of the actual in-game fight, but somehow as I converted the video, the sound got lost, so I had to record the sound with my microphone from the other video, so it's a bit dodgy. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that even questing dungeons and trials can be so damn enjoyable, and like the design and the mechanics, like everything is just so well made in this game. I'm just blown away. and I've been in love with World of Warcraft for 70 years. I never thought that I will ever enjoy another MMO ever again in my life, but I'm having so much fun with this game. I mean, I'm just blown away by the design, by the gameplay, by the story. Just, this game is a masterpiece. So I definitely recommend for everybody to try it out. I can guarantee that you are going to have so much fun, especially from the second or third expansion. So if you are like me, that you are really just looking for the gameplay, even though now I'm following the story too, because it's so good that even for me that usually that doesn't care about the story, I enjoy it. But if you are just caring about the gameplay, then don't be shy, get that boost. It does not even cost much, it's even cheaper than a level boost in World of Warcraft. Just get that and then just straight jump into Shadowbringers. The story is amazing, it's more fast-paced, dungeons, trials, everything is just great. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope that you liked it, and please let me know what you would like to see in the future. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna jump back straight into the game, and I will see you guys in the next one.